Hello everyone, this is Calvin Castine. We're at South Acres Field on this Friday, September 4th, 1987. We're here tonight for Game 4 in a best-of-5 series, Gentlemen's Slow Pitch League Finals. Pitting last year's defending champions, or this year's defending champions, last year's champions. Rigsbee's Auction versus a team that finished in first in the regular season this year with a 26-2 record, K&L Plumbing. K&L leads in the series 2-1. The first game was taken by Rigsbee's, a 7-5 win. That went right down to the last batter. Game number 2 went to K&L. They took an 11-6 win home, but that was with Rigsbee scoring 3 times in the 7th and runners on base when that final out was made. So it was an exciting finish to that one also, even though a 5-run difference. And in game number 3, a home run to lead off the bottom of the 7th, put it away for K&L, made it 5-4 on Pete McMillan's leadoff home run in the bottom of the 7th. Injury report. Glenn Facette is here. If you watched game number 3, you saw him run into the fence. The ambulance take him off the field. Out there in left field he ran, and apparently, we're not exactly sure, no one is exactly sure exactly how it happened. Apparently his foot slid underneath this wire fence, and with the rest of his body trying to go up and his foot being held there, it broke his ankle in 2 places. He'll be operated on Saturday morning, which is tomorrow morning as we're taping this. League President Bob Hall will announce the starting lineups tonight. We're down to a possible final game. Rigsbee's, of course, hoping that there'll be a game 5. K&L hoping to put it away tonight. We'll try to eavesdrop, and usually Bob Hall talks loud enough so all the people here can hear it, and hopefully he'll do the same tonight, and we'll pick it up. I let him use my microphone last year, and he kept wandering away, and my 12-foot cord gets stretched out an extra 4 feet.
Should have had Mayor Rennell out here to throw the first ball out.
Used to do that. The last one that did it was Father's 8 years.
He's not too worried about that.
I didn't invite him. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 1987 Gentlemen's Slow Pitch League Playoffs. If we go the 5th game, and I'm sure Rigsbee's is hoping that we do, it'll be played Tuesday night at 7:30. It'll be played Tuesday night at 7:30. Just for the people that don't know, in case it happens, and I don't see it happening, any game that is rained out, if we stop a game in the 2nd inning or 3rd inning because of rain, it has to be played from that point on, the whole game, right from that point, so it'll be picked up Tuesday night. Visiting team tonight, K&L. The manager, Dick Castine.
Manager Dick Castine for K&L.
Batting first, playing left field, Dennis Phillips.
Dennis Phillips, left fielder.
Batting second and playing shortstop, Randy Davison.
Randy Davison, the shortstop.
Batting third and playing right field, Jim Davison.
Jim Davison, right center fielder.
Batting fourth and playing third base, Dale Carden.
Dale Cardan, a third baseman.
Batting fifth, playing second base, Randy LeBombard.
Randy LeBombard, second baseman. Get the idea, dog likes his players.
Batting sixth and playing first base, Gary Boris.
Gary Boris, the first baseman.
Batting seventh and playing right center, Jimmy Wood.
Jimmy Wood, the right fielder.
Batting eighth and doing the catching, Larry Belrose.
Larry Belrose, the catcher.
Batting ninth and doing the pitching, Jerry Gacoff.
Gary DeCoste, the pitcher.
Batting 10th and playing center field, Dan Trombley.
Dan Trombley, batting 10th, playing left center. Catcher Bill Glode. Also in the lineup, Pete McMillan, last night's hero.
Now for Rigsbee, the defending league champions. Batting first and the manager, Gary Facette.
Gary Facette, the manager.
Batting second, Brian Foster.
Ryan Foster is the normal right center fielder. We'll see where he is tonight.
Center field, Keith Riel.
Keith Riel, the left center fielder.
Batting fourth and playing shortstop, Lonnie Cleveland.
Lonnie Cleveland, shortstop.
Batting fifth and the pitcher, Danny Karen.
Dan Karen, the pitcher.
Batting sixth and playing third base, Randy Trombley.
Randy LaValle. LaValle, the third baseman.
Batting seventh, sixth, seventh, Greg Facette.
Greg Facette will be, not sure if he's a catcher tonight or in the outfield somewhere. Alan Facette, the second baseman.
Batting ninth and playing right field, Mark Riel.
Mark Riel, batting ninth, the right fielder.
Batting 10th and doing the catching, Eddie Castine.
Eddie Castine is a catcher, so Greg Facette will be in the outfield somewhere.
As everybody knows, we had a terrible accident up here last night. So everybody doesn't have to keep asking him. Glenn broke his leg in two places. Glenn Facette.
If you're wondering, as I have been, where Steve Chris, who was a performer for this Rigsbee's team and a vital part, a good,
Everybody stay behind
exceptionally
the
good
line,
hitter,
guys.
has been. He is a scholarship for St. Lawrence University, so he is otherwise occupied. He is a performer here for Rigsbee's. He played, however, for the American Legion in West Plattsburgh first and played Rigsbee's when he didn't have a Legion game. And the Legion is over, their season is over, so he figured to be a big part of their offense in this series, and he has not been here. And of course now they've also lost their left fielder, Glenn Facette, who also is a good hitter. Leading off will be Dennis Phillips for K&L. Greg Facette will be the catcher. Ed Castine was announced as the catcher, but he is in left field, replacing Glenn Facette. Umpire behind the plate, Mike Collier. On the bases, it'll be Bob Hall. Strike one. Keith Riel pulls it down in left center, and we have one out to lead off the ball game.
Come on, Randy, pick me up. Come on, we love it.
Shortstop Randy Davison with Jim Davison on deck. And a pitch from Caron. Ball. We'll go over that Rigsbee's defense for you. Dan Caron is pitching. Behind the plate is Greg Facette. Outside, ball. First base, team manager Gary Facette. Second base, Alan Facette. Shortstop Lonnie Cleveland. Third base, Randy LaValle. Strike. Left field, Eddie Castine. Left center field, Keith Riel. Right center field, Brian Foster. And right field, Mark Riel. 3-1 to count. Mark Riel going back. No, over his head. He played it. Let's see if they're going to hold him up. With one out, they're going to hold him. So Randy Davison will get 3 bases out of it. It's worth at least a double, but right fielder Mark Riel had a little trouble finding it. And we have a potential first run of the ball game at third base with 1 out. And my guess is that he meaning the coach, Mad Dog Castine, wants Davison hit something in the air. It's important for him and his team, he feels, to score first. So he'll settle for a sacrifice fly rather than having Davison go for the hit. Not that he'll be mad if Davison gets a hit in the process. Ball 1 outside, Dale Cardan on deck. Now actually, if you want a man to get a hit, there's too much arc. Ball 2. If you want a man to get a base hit, Jim Davison's probably one of the best in the area. Ball 3, 3-0 the count. And a 3-0 pitch. Ball 4, so he walks on 4 straight. We'll have runners at the corners. And a cleanup man, Dale Cardan, the batter. Deep, Castine going back. He pulls it down. Throwing to the wrong base. Well, I guess he figures he didn't have a chance to get Davison anyway, so he threw to third. He threw behind Davison. He might have gotten away and he'd go on to third. Castine, normally the catcher. I don't know how much time he spent in the outfield. Takes a while to get used to the ball coming off the bat. If you're not used to it, Randy LeBombard, the batter. 1-0 the score here in the top of the first. 2 outs. Jim Davison at second. Pitch from Dan Caron. On the ground. LaValle with a nice pickup. The first in time. So K&L picks up a run. And after 1/2 inning of play, it's K&L 1. Rigsbee's coming to bat. Team manager Gary Facette to lead off the bottom half of the first. Game number 4 in a best of 5. Rigsbee's looking to extend the series. K&L looking to get it over with. Foul down the third base line. Went with the pitch, tried to knock it over third baseman Cardan's head, but it's foul. Strike 1. Cardan gives him quite a bit of line to the left-handed batter. Tried it again, it's going to be foul.
Switch don't, you're on both of them. You're on both of them. Come on. Bring her in. You're on both of them. Come on.
Watch that middle now. 2 strikes on him. Watch that middle. Come get him.
Pitch from DeCoste. Foul ball. ASA rule. Foul ball on a third strike, and you're out. So Gary Facette kept trying to do what he thought was the way to get on, but he fouled it off. Bring up right center fielder Brian Foster. We'll go around to K&L defense for you. Gary DeCoste pitching behind the plate. Larry Belrose. Dale Cardan catches the liner. We have 1 out. At first base, Gary Boris. Second base, Randy LeBombard. Shortstop, Randy Davison. Third base, Dale Cardan. Left field, Dennis Phillips, Dan Trombley in left center, Jim Davison in right center, and Jim Wood in right field. Bill Glow, the extra player tonight.
Let's go now, Keith. You're doing a lot of damage here. Come on.
This is Keith Riel with Lonnie Cleland on deck. 3 up and 3 down. Nothing across in the first for Rigsbee's after 1 full inning of play. It's K&L 1, Rigsbee's nothing. First baseman Gary Boris leading off the top of the second. Thus far in the series, the team that scored first has lost 2 out of the 3 games. Rigsbee scored first in game number 1 and went on to win it. Rigsbee scored first in game number 2, and after 1 full inning led 1-0. Let K&L come up with 6 in the top of the second and went on to an 11-6 win. And Rigsbee's scored first in the 3rd game. So this is the first time that K&L has scored first. Gary Boris leads off the 2nd inning with a base hit. And a batter now, the right fielder, Jim Wood. Line shot to Randy LaValle, and we have a 1 down. And a batter now, Larry Belrose, the catcher. Pitch from Karen. Strike 1. One and 1. On the ground. Safe at first. Cleland playing deep. A little time getting over there. And it may have made the difference in that double play. Cleland a little late getting to cover second. Not sure if they had it down as to who was covering, either Facette or Cleland. But Belrose able to beat it out. And a batter, Gary DeCoste. On the ground to Alan Facette. He'll go to second. Nothing across in the top of the second for K&L. We go to the bottom half of the inning with the score holding at K&L 1. Rigsbee's nothing. Shortstop Lonnie Cleland will lead off the bottom of the second. Pitch from DeCoste. 1 hopper, short hop, docked by Davis in the first. In time, yes. Well, Davison stuck with it and barely got Cleland. And the batter now, Dan Karen. Ball 1. Jim Wood will pick it up. Oh, single for Dan Karen. And with 1 out and a runner at first, Randy LaValle, the 3rd baseman, will step in. Pitch from DeCoste. Strike 1.
they'll get one.
Strike 2.
Jimmy Davidson.
The 0-2 pitch is swung on. And LaValle is out on the foul ball. So that's the second Rigsbee's player to go out on a foul ball in this game. ASA rule, foul ball, third strike, you're out. This is Greg Facette. I believe it's the first time we've seen him bat. Foul territory, Dennis Phillips over. Nice catch by Phillips. Nice catch in foul territory by the left fielder, Dennis Phillips. Oh, after 2 full innings, the score remains K&L 1 and Rigsbee's nothing. Dan Trombley, the left center fielder, will lead off the third inning. Top of the order to follow. No, excuse me, Bill Glode to follow, and Dennis Phillips to follow him. Dennis Phillips in the playing area. He should be out of the playing area. There's a base hit. Castine tosses it in, and Dan Trombley, the leadoff single here. To lead off the third inning. Now Bill Glode. As we mentioned last night, he had an outstanding game in game number 1. And then it was his turn to sit in game number 2, so he sat. Ball 1. Not enough arc. Ball 2. Strike. 2-1.
11. It's only got 4 feet to throw. 7 feet to 11. Come on. 6 to 12 here. Come on, Billy.
Glode runs up, hits it off Karen. Cleveland throws it away. Trying a little sidearm move. I don't know if Facette was expecting it or if it was just a bad throw. Cleveland knew he had to hustle his throw. And he did, but the ball got away at second. Well, we'll give Glode a base hit on that. Runners at the corners. It would have taken an exceptional play to get that for us. Doesn't really matter what we give them. It is what it is, and that's the way it goes in the book, and we're not the official scorekeeper, but looking at it, we'll say it's a hit. So we have runners at the corners, nobody out. And the top of the order coming up for K&L in the top of the third inning. Outside, ball 1. Strike, 1-1. Deep. 2-1. Base hit just beyond the reach of Gary Facette. Made a nice diving attempt. Throw coming into third. Gets away. They would have had him. They would have had Glode at third. The ball got away from LaValle. So a break there for K&L, and on the throw to third, Dennis Phillips goes to second. We have a 2-0 ball game. Runners at second and third, nobody out. And Randy Davison, the batter, with Jim Davison on deck. Rigsbee's very important for them not to let K&L get a big inning here. Mark Riel. Whoa, ice cream cone time. He caught it. And it's 3-0. Phillips goes to third. Credit Randy Davison with a long sacrifice fly. One out, and Jim Davison, the batter, with Dale Cardan on deck. Three nothing. One out, top of the third. Dennis Phillips at third. There's a base hit. Mark Riel will pick it up. And we have a 4-0 ball game as Jim Davison comes through. And big crowd here from the North Tier. K&L has come up with a big following. Making that 20-mile drive here to Plattsburgh to cheer on the K&L club. This is Dale Cardan with Randy LaBombard on deck. Jim Davison at first, 4-0, one out. Top of the third, Keith Riel will take it on a hop. Jim Davison will go to second. And Dale Cardan with a base hit. Checks with Jim Wood on the out situation. And Randy LaBombard, the Birdman, is up. Gary Boris on deck. Cleland and Dan Caron conferring. Now Caron will confer with Gary Facette. And Cleland's going to talk to Randy LaValle. I imagine what they're talking about is where they're going with an infield ball. If they'll go for two or go to get that lead runner at third. Since they're talking to LaValle, I would say they would probably go to get that lead runner rather than go for the double play. That's on an infield ball. Strike one. Deep. 1-1. Short hop. Double play. Bob Hall. As he tagged Jim Davison going back to second. And he forced Dale Cardan. Ball taken on a short hop. The runner's not sure if it was caught. Davison went back thinking the ball was caught. Dale Cardan got a late start. So a heads up play, and they get them both at second. Heads up play, Gary Facette tossing to second. And I imagine it was Alan Facette who made that tag. I'll have to check the tape. Happened so fast I didn't see who made the play, but whether it was Cleland or Alan Facette, it was a very heads-up play, making the tag and getting the force. Unusual double play to end the top of the third with the score. K&L 4, Rigsbee's nothing. Second baseman Alan Facette. Dennis Phillips chasing in foul territory. He will not catch up to this one. And he puts the brakes on to avoid that fence after seeing Glenn Facette carried off the field last night. I'm sure the majority of these outfielders are going to be a little fence shy tonight. A little concerned about running into that fence. And a couple times in the last week or so we've seen Dennis Phillips hit that gate out there in left center, and the gate has opened up. So you hit the fence or the gate expecting it to hold you, and it moves. That could result in an injury. Nice backhand by LaBombard to first in time. Beautiful play by Randy LaBombard. Went behind second, turned and fired to get the hustling Alan Facette who dove in. So we have one out here to lead off the bottom of the third. And a batter, Mark Riel, with Ed Castine on deck. Mark Riel on the ground. That deflected off Gary DeCost's glove. Deflected it high in the air. Randy Davison came over, took that rainbow coming down and fired to first. A big break there for K&L as DeCoste deflected it into a playable ball for Randy Davison. So 2 outs, and Ed Castine looks at ball 1. Nobody on. Bottom of the third, 4-0 the score. Ball 2. Top of the order to follow. Strike, 2-1. For those of you unfamiliar, the arc has to be 6 to 10 to 12 feet from the ground. That's the flight of the ball. Short hops away from Davison. It'll be a base hit. Dan Trombley will toss it in, and Ed Castine has a 2-out single. And any ball that's properly pitched, that's not an illegal pitch, that hits the plate or the mat. There is a mat approximately 3 feet long and back. If it's the plate or the mat, it's a strike. If it doesn't, it's a ball, provided it has the proper arc. This is Gary Facette, 2 outs, runner at first, and the pitch is in there for strike 1. Ball, 1-1. Ball, 2. Jim Davison came running in and almost ran right through the ball. Finally got the right beat on it at the last second and made that leaping catch. Dan Trombley says he was a little concerned. He thought he was going to have to back up on that one. So we go now to the top of the 4th inning with the score. K&L 4, Rigsbee's nothing. We also like to get at least one shot of Press Republican photographer Casey Simpson. If she's here all night, we may even work out a way to get 2 shots of her. Gary Boris. He's the first baseman. He'll lead off here in the 4th inning. 4-0 the score, but in slow pitch softball, especially with 2 teams like this, that's a close game. Illegal, not enough arc. Ball 1. Dan Karen likes to pitch to the front of that plate. And he's been called for a lot of illegal pitches. However, looking at him from this angle, there's little question in our mind that they have at least 6 feet on him, but the umpire doesn't have the advantage of looking at the arc from the side. He has to look at it from the front, coming right at him. Come back here over to first, and Boris is out, and Jim Wood, the batter now. Pitch from Karen. Ball 1.
You know where it's coming now. Be ready for it.
Ball 2.
Be ready for it,
Strike, 2-1.
Jump on it.
Just barely missed inside, 3-1. Karen checking the count. And a pitch. Ed Castine, you saw, had trouble picking the flight of that one up. Thrown away. Backed up here by Gary Facette. Ed Castine Hasn't played much outfield to our knowledge. Had a little trouble. It was hit right at him. Those are the toughest ones. Any outfielder will tell you that. The ones hit right at you, it's tough to get a fix on that arc coming off the bat. So it looked like a ball that someone with a little more experience out there might have caught. But it goes as a base hit, and Wood gets the extra base on the ball getting away. Batter now, Larry Belrose. Back to Karen. He checks Wood, throws to first, in time. In time. Karen almost held it a bit too long. We wanted to make sure Wood stayed put at second, so we have 2 outs. And Gary DeCoste, the pitcher.
Push it now, Woody! Push it, Woody! Get up, go! Come on, DK, you get us going right here, buddy. Ready?
Strike one. Last night, Rigsbee scored 3 in the first, 1 in the fourth, and 1 in the second. And after 2 full innings, they led 4-2. And then their bats were silent. K&L scored 2 in the bottom of the third, and that was the scoring until the bottom of the 7th. So the scoring came early. A bad hop. Foul ball. Foul ball, I don't know. They don't put the umpires here on the sidelines. They put them in back of the base where they can line up with the. McMillan says it's a foul ball. McMillan, the first base coach. Brian Foster made it interesting. DeCoste poked it a ways. Nothing across for K&L again. We go now to the bottom of the 4th with the score. K&L 4, Rigsbee's nothing. The towels are a new addition. They brought 12. Dan Karen showed up tonight with 12 red towels. You see them over there pumping themselves up. Even Alan Fassett on crutches over there. This game is important to him. Must be saying their Hail Marys over there. So after 3.5, it's 4-0. K&L leading Rigsbee's. Brian Foster swings at the first one, hits it foul. In the parking lot. Strike one. Jim Wood pulls it down. We have 1 out. I bring up Keith Riel with Lonnie Cleland on deck. Bottom of the 4th, 4-0. Game number 4 in the best of 5 series. A K&L win would put the series away. They take the series 3-1, matching what happened to them last year as Rigsbee beat them 3-1. Rigsbee's win would force game number 5, which would be played on Tuesday, the day after Labor Day. That would probably be something like September 7th, I believe the Tuesday is. Well hit, deep. Davison back, it's gone. Keith Riel with a center field blast puts Rigsbee's on the scoreboard. Not sure what side Jerry Facette is on out there. He's beating on his players. Lonnie Cleland has his towel in his back pocket. At least I thought I caught a glimpse of red back there. Maybe it's somebody from the back of him with a red jacket on. Ball 2. 2-0. 1 out. Bottom of the 4th, 4-1 to score. Strike 2-1. Cleveland wraps a single. Dan Trombley picks it up. A single to left field for Lonnie Cleveland. And the batter will be the pitcher Dan Caron. Base hit. Wood picks it up, and he'll hold him at second. O'Caron singles. Cleveland moves to second. With 1 out, we have the tying run, potential tying run coming to the plate. And the towels are being waved. Looks like a red version of the Celtics here. Strike 1 to Randy LaValle. Greg Facette on deck. On the ground, DeCoste will go to third, get the lead runner. And he'll settle for that. We have 2 down. So Caron moves up to second, and LaValle reaches on the fielder's choice. And Greg Facette, who I've been told is coming back from an injury during the season. He hasn't been playing because he's not 100%. But with Glenn Facette injured, Greg was forced into duty. Strike 1. I'm also told that there are 5 boys in the Facette family, and Glenn was the last one to have broken a leg. They've had about 7 or 8 broken legs. Throw to the plate. Big play there, base hit, and Dan Caron out at the plate on a nice play. Oh, we go to the 5th inning with the score. K&L 4, Rigsbee's 1. Dan Trombley will lead off the 5th inning. Well, we've seen some beauties in this game. Two best teams in the North Country, I feel, going head-to-head here in the Gentlemen's Slow Pitch League. Dan Trombley, Randy LaValle, the first in time. And if you watch close, you can see Greg Facette with a little limp here. He's coming back from a foot injury. He's hustling back here, backing up to play at first, but he's hurting a little bit. As I started to say earlier, Glenn was the only one in the family of the boy. I don't know if you have anybody besides the boys, but 5 sons, the only one who had not suffered a broken leg. And now he has joined the others, and it makes about 7 broken legs out of the 5 boys. Bill Glode looked at ball 1.
Come on, Brody!
2-0. All 4. Went on the Rigsbee side, a fan saying that Gold was out of the box. He may have been. He was up high in front of the plate. But I guess as long as he doesn't touch the ball, there shouldn't be much of a problem. This is Dennis Phillips. It's when you hit the ball and you're not in the proper area. The second for one, drop, no. No, Cleveland saying I was trying to throw it, but he didn't have that ball very long. I'd have to agree with Hall on this. They asked Hall to appeal it. He'll check with Collier to see if he has a different view. Well, it sure seemed to happen quick. So Hall and Collier will confer. Collier thought he had possession, and Hall goes along with him. It's up to Hall to make the final decision. So call goes for Rigsbee's. As usual, the fans looking for an instant replay here from me, but no time to do that at the ball game. Randy Davison. Strike one with Dennis Phillips at first. Time.
Come on, showman, finish!
Howell telling the third base coach Pete McMillan to be quiet. Strike. 2 strikes. No balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs, Phillips at first. Top of the 5th. Too much art. 1 and 2. And a pitch. Ball 2. 2-2. Evens the count. And a pitch. Base hit. Runners at the corners. And a batter, Jim Davison. Two outs, runners at the corners. 4-1 the score. K&L leading, runners at the corners. And the batter, Jim Davison. Game number 4. Best of 5. The pitch. Base hit. Nope. Yes, base hit just inside the line. And Randy Davison will get back at third just in time. That'll make it 5-1. If Don Mattingly has a counterpart in the Gentlemen's League, it's right there. Jim Davison. One heck of a hitter. And this guy is no slouch, Dale Cardin. Runners at the corners, 2 outs, 5-1. And a pitch. Strike. Deep. 1-1. Foul. Well, as we usually do in a case like this, we'll take our very quick tour around the bench here. See who's in back of us making all that noise. Some of these people make more noise than others do. And hopefully we'll get back in time to see the next pitch. And we do. We'll get Cardan back in focus. As we told you last night, this is K&L's final season deep. 2-2 the count. Final season in the Gentlemen's Slow Pitch League. Unless he was pulling my leg, there's 3-2, a full count. Their coach, Mad Dog Castine, told me they were moving to the Adirondack League in West Plattsburgh next year. That was part of their original plan when they left the Lake Champlain League. They'd play a couple years here, then move on to the other league. So they left the Lake Champlain League as champions. I'm sure they'd like to do the same here. Cardan gives it a ride. Mark Riel pulls it down. Almost misjudged the flight of that one. Pull it down. But K&L picks up a run. We go to the bottom of the fifth with the score 5-1. K&L leading Rigsbees. Alan Fassett, the second baseman, will lead off the bottom of the fifth for the base hit. Score 5-1. Batter now, Mark Riel, the right fielder. He hitting ninth in the lineup now. He started the series batting third. So you know he's no slouch. Strike one. Base hit. Oh, beautiful play. Safe at first. I'm sure the umpires would like to have at least one close call go by without having to explain them all. But these teams are just so intense. They both want to win so bad. Neither club likes that word lose. Hall says, I saw it. I'm not going to bother to appeal it. My call. I'm satisfied that I saw it. A line drive back to DeCoste. DeCoste fired to first, and Alan Fassett back in time. And the batter now, Ed Castine. Nice comfortable evening here in South Plattsburgh. Thrown behind a runner. And a very heads-up play by Alan Fassett. When he saw Tremblay was throwing behind him, he just kept right on going and went into third. So Dan Tremblay's decision to throw to second allows him to move up a base, and we have runners at the corners with one out, top of the order coming up for Rigsbee's. Gary Fassett, the batter. Ball one. Ball two, outside. Strike. I don't see where Fassett was set on that one, but umpire says it's a strike. There's ball one, 3-1. Whoops. Dennis Phillips catches, throws it in. I lost track of the flight of that ball. It's a sacrifice fly. We call the sacrifice fly. Riel scores. Alan Facette scores. Eddie Castine stays at first. Brian Foster, it's to Dan Tremblay. And again. And again. They take advantage. They get that extra base. Dan Tremblay faked the throw. Wasn't quite sure what Castine was going to do. So he tossed to the cutoff. A soft toss. And Castine just motored into third base. So runners at the corners. Foster at first. Castine at second, third, 2 down. 5-2 the score. Potential tying run at the plate. He homered his last time up. We'll see if DeCosta will pitch carefully to Keith Riel. Deep. Jim Wood has a bead. He'll pull it down. Oh, it's 5-2 as we go to the 6th inning. K&L leading Rigsbees. Top of the 6th inning, 5-2 to score. We've got a dandy going, as my old cohort Dick Letourneau would say. K&L leading Rigsbees. On the ground, nice little hop that gets away from Cleland. Looked at first like LaValle was going to have a shot on it, and I think Cleland, by the time he realized that LaValle didn't have a shot, a little late for him to react. There's Dan Caron again, tossing his souvenir gum into the crowd, and another lucky fan takes home a souvenir from the championship series here at South Acres. Gary Boris, the batter, with the lead runner on and nobody out. Top of the 6th, 5-2. Strike 1-1. Boris gave it a ride. Ed Castine pull it down. LeBombard should be in there easily at second. Oh, Boris showing more power than I realized here. Put it to the fence. That's a long out. And Jim Wood, the batter. 1 out and a runner at second. Pitch from Caron. Strike. Foul territory. Ed Castine going over. Ouch. A little shy of that fence, and I can't blame him. That was a playable ball without that fence there, but the game isn't worth breaking your neck over, I don't think. There's a few people in this field, I'm sure, who would disagree with that, but that's my opinion. Deep. Riel at the fence. He'll grab. Throw to third. And LeBombard in, but not by a lot. Throw was up the line a little bit. Valley came up to field it. Oh, Wood gave it a good ride, but it's a long out. Out number 2. 2 long outs this inning. And a batter, the catcher, Larry Belrose.
Come on, Larry. Oh, my goodness.
Dan Caron to Gary Facette. Just barely in time. A little trouble finding the bag. Nothing across for K&L. We go to the bottom of the 6th. We've still got a ball game here. It's K&L 5, Rigsbee's 2. Shortstop Lonnie Cleland. Cleanup batter. We'll lead off the bottom of the 6th. Rigsbee's would like to push at least a couple across and poise themselves for a bottom of the 7th victory here. 5-2. Pitch from DeCoste. Popped. Jim Wood will not get it. We have strike 1.
Come on, Chuck it deep. Come on, Chuck it deep.
Okay, all over now. Watch that middle.
Big deep, Mike. Big deep.
And a pitch. Hit him. I think Cleveland will be all right. No hit batters in this game. You can hit them, but you don't get a walk for a slow pitch ball hitting you. There's a line shot, one hopper to Davison to first in time. Nice play by Davison on a hard hit ball by Cleveland. 1 out. And the pitcher, Dan Karen, the batter.
All right, Gary, you go try to fill him now, Gary. Come on, Gary.
Good man. Jimmy Dean, kill it.
Ball 1. Missed the front of the plate.
Come on, Gooner. Come on, Gooner, kid.
Base hit. Karen has hit well in the middle of that lineup. Doesn't hit for power, but he gets a lot of base hits. Third baseman Randy LaValle, the batter now. Pitch from DeCoste. Greg Facette on deck. Strike 1. 1 out. Bottom of the 6th. Collier straightening the plate, the mat out. Be in tight. Ball 2. Oh, 1-1. 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, and a pitch. Jim Wood will grab it. We have 2 outs. The batter now, Greg Facette. Pitch from DeCoste. Strike 1. Ball 1. 1-1. 2 outs. Runner at first. Bottom of the 6th. 5-2. Game 4. Best of 5. K&L leads 2-1. Dan Trombley should have it. He does. And we'll go to the 7th. After 6 full innings, it's K&L Plumbing and Heating 5. Rigsbee's Auction 2.
Come on, Danny. Let's go to a glory ride. Come on, Danny. Let's go, K&L. Come on, K&L. Make the name proud in here. K&L, make it proud. Come on, Come on, Digger. Come on.
To lead off the 7th, it'll be the pitcher, Gary DeCoste. He leads it with a foul ball. Strike one.
Come on, guys! Come on, Dave! Come on, Dave!
Strike two. Brian Foster pulls it down. We have one out. Since she stuck around, we'll take another look at Casey Simpson here from the Press Republican. A lot braver than I am. I would not dare to stand down there and down that third base line. There's no place to get out of the way, and a lot of right-handed batters have to keep alert when you're down there. Otherwise, you're liable to get a ball on the side of the head. Ball one to Dan Trombley. Ball two to Dan Trombley with Pete McMillan on deck. Ball three. 3-0 the count. And a 3-0 pitch. Strike. 3-1. On the ground, LaValle didn't quite get down on it. And K&L has a base runner with one out. And we'll call that an E5. LaValle just didn't bend on it. Or didn't bend far enough. Pete McMillan. Come in here, he's apparently pinch hitting for Bill Glode. Strike one. Hero of game 3. Pinch hitting here for Bill Glode, who had a heck of a game in game 1. 1-1. Ball 2. 2-1. Dennis Phillips on deck. Three and one. Top of the order following McMillan here with one out. Top of the 7th inning, 5-2 the score. Here's the pitch from Karen. Foul. And Larry Belrose gets out of the way, but gives you an idea what could happen with a ball hit down there. Karen cleaning the sand off the ball. Here's the pitch. Alan Fassett playing him to pull, came over and back a second. What are they saying here? I don't know what he's contending. First and third. I have no idea what Alan Fassett is complaining about. I have no idea. Dennis Phillips, the batter. Runners at the corners with one out.
Play ball!
And the pitch. No short. Ball one. Phillips look at ball two. Illegal. 3-0. Strike one. Phillips taken all the way. Three and one. 4-4. Gonna load him up. Phillips walks. McMillan goes to second. Trombley at third, one out. Top of the seventh inning.
Make sure the runners know your call on a line drive.
Mad Dog telling the umpire, Bob Hall, to make sure he makes a good call on a line drive so that the runners know the ball is caught or if it's a base hit. This is Randy Davison. On the ground. Gonna come home with the force. Bases loaded. No tag needed. Good heads-up play. Gary Facette firing it home to Greg Facette. And we have out number two. Good heads-up play. And with the bases loaded, there was no tag needed. So the bases remain loaded. Randy D reaches on the fielder's choice and is bring up Jimmy D. The Davison brothers batting back-to-back here in K&L lineup. Dale Cardan on deck. Five to 2, top of the seventh. K&L leading Rigsbees. Jim Davison is the batter. Strike. Strike two. The two quick strikes to Jim Davison. O'Karen in the driver's seat. Davison a good two-strike hitter, however. That's when he bears down. Ball. 1-2. Ryan Foster. I don't know if his original plan was to catch it that way. I don't think it was. Kind of sank a little bit quicker than he thought, I believe. He's just glad to be hanging on to it. So we go now to the bottom of the seventh in what could be final inning of 1987 in the Gentlemen's League. With the score, K&L 5 and Rigsbee's 2. Alan Facette. Bottom of the seventh. 5 to 2. K&L leading. A K&L win and the series in the season is over. Strike one. A Rigsbee's win. And we see game 5 on Tuesday. Rigsbee's needs 3 to tie. Alan Facette leads it off with a base hit. Towels are flying. Mark Riel, the batter. I think the Rigsbee's team has seen too many Celtics games. Ball 2. Trying to distract DeCoste, the pitcher. 2-1. Ed Castine on deck, top of the order to follow him. Three and whoops, yeah, just barely missed. 3-1. Three, 2. Full count. Rigsbee's looking for a no arc call, but it wasn't coming. Here's the payoff pitch. On the ground, LeBombard knocks it down, throw to first, gets away. Still in play. McMillan not backing up. I turned expecting to see McMillan there. We have runners at second and third. Making sure the fans are out of the way. Ed Castine, a potential tying run. Cardin checks the runners to first. A throw pulled Boris off the bag. He came down and made the tag on Castine. A good play by Gary Boris on a wide throw. Well, now 1 out. Gary Bassett. And the pitch. By Cardin. I'll make it 5-3. Potential tying run is on second with 1 out. 5-3 the score. Potential winning run at the plate. Brian Foster, followed by Keith Riel, either of which could hit it over the fence and put this ball game in the books. Popped up. Dennis Phillips. Not quite sure what happened to Mark Riel. Excuse me, it wasn't Mark Riel. Who was at third? They're in a show of sportsmanship. The injured Glenn Fassett. K&L coach Mad Dog Castine being congratulated by Charlie Trombley, the K&L owner. This season is in the books. They give their fans a big hand. An exciting end to an exciting series from two exciting clubs. Last year's Gentlemen's League champions, Rigsbee's, defeated 3-1 in its best of 5. Last year, the Rigsbee's team defeated Beaumont Lanes, the old name for K&L. They defeated them 3-1 in the best of 5. So the final score here at South Acres Field on this Friday, September 9th, 1987. K&L 5, Rigsbee's 3.
I can't even talk about the